morning. It's Dr. Dina Churchill, Innovator in Wellness Health, and I'm here at Crescent Beach in Nova Scotia this morning. And I'm going to turn this around this place. So the salt air cleans out your nasal passages. You know, it's like a natural neti pot and helps balance your energy. And the sun, as I keep saying, you know, gives you that vitamin D, D3 to help your immune system. Sitting here on the rocks, again, absorbing the energy from the earth. But then I look over to my right, I have to be careful not to fall on these rocks here, and I see this. Now, I can't zoom it in, I don't think, from a Facebook Live, but it's a tall tower with like plates on the top. And I'm wondering if that's a 5G cell tower. I don't know if anyone's watching, if you can confirm that for me. I haven't seen it before. So I've seen this sort of red and white tower that you can't see very well from this video. But this looks like a cell tower. It's a big white pole and has, again, those flat plates on the top. So, you know, this is my favorite place to come, away from the what should I say, energy and frequency and harmful rays of the city, but it looks like they've put up a cell tower here. So if you can confirm this for me, if anyone in Nova Scotia knows if they've put a cell tower out here at Crescent Beach, if you could connect with me. The thing about these 5G cell towers, if indeed this is what it is that they're a millimeter wave, so they're microwaves. They have been used as military weapons in the military for crowd control. They're also used for surveillance. So they have a frequency of 30 to 300 gigabytes. That can split the double helix of our DNA. When they put these cell towers up in the Netherlands, you know, 250 birds fell out of the sky. So what's going to happen if these towers are going up and our people don't know about it? We'll be seeing more sickness. We'll be seeing more of what they call coronavirus, because what it does, it affects the coupling of oxygen to hemoglobin. So you get breathless. You also feel dizzy. You could have headaches with long-term exposure to microwaves. Of course, it causes many cancers. And the military has, you know, 20,000 studies on this because they've been using this technology, like I said, as a weapon. So I called Rogers Cellular Company. I did a live video presentation, actually, that I uploaded to my YouTube channel that you can watch, and spent 45 minutes on the phone. And they plan to roll out this 5G technology over the next year here in Canada. So they've started in Ontario right now, but it looks like they're preparing, you know, here too. So what do you need to do? Well, first you need to research. And you know that to understand the dangers of this 5G technology, because it's being slid through, you know, while the world's preoccupied with what they call this coronavirus, which is really probably a cellular detox from the radiation that they're poisoning us with. So research 5G technology and really try to know and understand. Let me see if I can turn this around. Know and understand the dangers of the 5G technology. The second would be to connect with your city, which I have city councilors, Matt Whitman and Sean Cleary were the two that I spoke with, and your mayor. I also spoke to Nova Scotia Power, Halifax Water, because they are upgrading the smart meters, which also has the radiation. And they're making it seem like it's mandatory. It's not mandatory. And this is a crime against our humanity to poison us with radiation. For the sake that we can, you know, have a faster download on our movie, or, you know, have our car programmed to our garage program that the door can come up and watch while we're away. I don't know, all these foolish things. But it fries our brain cells, and the cells that are particularly susceptible are in young people, where they're dividing quickly. So I'm afraid that they may even try to install this in schools while we're away, you know, over the summer. And then when we go back, of course, there'll be another outbreak of what they call this coronavirus, which is in actual fact radiation poisoning. So you really need to take up this cause now, and again, research the dangers of 5G. Connect with the people, so your city council, the companies that are trying to put this through, like Rogers is the one that's going to have this rolled out this year, but the other cellular companies are on board with this too. And the third thing that I just learned last night, and if you scroll down, you'll see my post, was understanding about signing up or registering as a common law person, a free man on the land. And apparently there's a hierarchy of different laws, and the government and these big companies and corporations are underneath this common law. So if you register as a common law, we can actually hold these companies and these governments and these media that are not giving us the truth liable, for damages to our humanity. So if you want to scroll down that page, you can have a look. I'm still learning this myself, but these are crimes, and somebody has to speak up. And I'm one person here, but if everybody in Nova Scotia or wherever province you are will find these cell towers, and I'm just going to turn this around again. We'll find cell towers, connect with the people. This is what I'm going to do. Anytime I see a tower like this going up, I'm going to connect with the people in the community, and I'm going to say, do you understand what that tower is that just went up behind your house? This delivers, 30 to 300 gigabytes of radiation. So it can probably cause illness. Not probably. The research shows it will cause illness to you and your family. And get people on board. I'll give you another view of something more pleasant. Get people on board to make a change with this. So again, know first the dangers. Research it yourself. Dangers of 5G technology. Connect with people in your community. Set up groups. Do live Facebooks where you can highlight where the towers are for people, and connect with the government. I've already connected with the 11 MPs in Nova Scotia and the 51 MLAs and given them this information without reply. So the government is really under the authority, let's say, of these bigger businesses. In fact, the government in 1996 put in a law called the Telecom Act, or an act, to protect these companies from liability of injury, death, and disease. So the government is not protecting you or me. The government is protecting the cellular companies that are putting up these radiation towers. So really, it's important for you to identify, connect, and then scroll down the page and look at the common law paradigm. And really what we have to do, what I did last night, was registered as a common law person, free man or free woman on the land. And then you have to ask, I don't know the proper legal terms, but you have to regain your fictitious name. So the government, in all their loving wisdom, has created you as a commodity under their corporation. And you provide money, or you provide, let's say you're an asset to them where they can, borrow money and based on how much taxes you will pay, for example, in your lifetime, you are a commodity to them. So if you regain that fictitious name and you register under common law, there is a possibility that we can pursue this and take these companies that are poisoning us with the 5G radiation, take our governments that are not protecting us, and in fact they're protecting the companies, to a higher court. And this is the Magna Carta that was developed in the 1200s. So again, I'd love to hear from you. Let's see if anyone knows, if they can confirm. Let's see. Thank you, Dean, Josie, Heather. Last fall, around when Greta came to Edmonton, I saw at least 5 of these huge bumblebees dead by the Wi-Fi box. Yes, Greta, that's another thing. So Greta Thunberg, she's really a mouthpiece, a puppet for the cabal. And, they hired her really to put this show on about the climate change. So Bill Gates then could have free will and have support for pumping chemicals into our skies in the way of chemtrails, and just started a project last year. You can Google this or DuckDuckGo it as a better search engine, for trying to block the sun. So this Greta now is promoting this coronavirus. I'm sure she's a virologist in her spare time, but they're really just using her as a puppet, really, to promote this. So the coronavirus, I think, really, a lot of these cases, and the emergency physicians that I've looked at online, and the Highwire show, and many of them say that the lung x-rays, and I'm part of this x-ray group, a doctor's group, and even those doctors in this sort of radiation study group are saying that many of the corona cases, the lungs are clear. So it's not pneumonia. This is a problem with coupling the oxygen. So that's a symptom of radiation poisoning. Also, these viral particles can't be breathed in. They have to be injected or ingested. So the other part is that people who have had the flu vaccine actually have been injected with parts of this corona genetic material. So what did I want to say about that? So the lung x-rays are clear, and the corona patients often have other things going on, like they have blood in their urine and other symptoms that are really not indicative of a viral infection. So a viral infection targets one cell or one issue. It could be lungs, but it wouldn't have other parts. It's a detox reaction, and I really think it's due to these cell towers. So know the dangers of the cell towers. Speak to your communities, to your city council, to the companies. So what I did, I emailed my son's school. I threatened liability if this technology went in while he was away. Again, I connected with the city council, like I said, the MPs, the MLAs, and keep all your records. Because if this sort of common law thing, I'll keep you updated on what I'm learning. But if this common law thing goes through, and we have specifically not consented and expressed our concerns, our health concerns, and they have went ahead and did it anyway, then we can hold them liable. We can hold them liable. So I don't know if there's any other comments here. Thelma, please, have you introduced a friend? Oh, okay. Talking there amongst yourself. Heather, Josie, Sandy, Jennifer, nice to see you from home. Paris Lapointe. So I mentioned this to a group of people about this common law. Paris, I think I tagged you in it, but if you scroll down the page, there was a post I did last night about signing up for common law, because Minister Dominic Carty, education minister. So why the education minister gets to dictate, the health of all New Brunswick, it's totally beyond me. And why everyone else is listening to him, I can only say he must be part of a greater pharmaceutical plan. Because ultimately, if you're putting out a health directive, it should come from the health department, not the Minister of Health. So if this common law things, if we can get enough people to register as common law Canadians, or it wouldn't be Canadians, it'd be under the British Commonwealth, I think. But if we could get enough people to register, then we can hold not only Minister Dominic Carty, but the Nova Scotia government, who's chose to ignore our parent concerns. We can hold also the media, who's telling lies and spreading lies, not even about the coronavirus, but about these mandatory vaccines, like it's protection for the public. That's bullshit. It's bullshit to sell pharmaceutical products. So again, have a look at the thread last night about the common law and writing consent letters. So you don't necessarily have to sign up to that one group with Tom Barnett, but you could just write a consent letter, a non-consent letter, let's say. I do not consent to being poisoned, to have chemicals being injected to my body or the body of my children. I do not consent. So you can see that in the background up there. I do not consent to being poisoned with radiation for the sake of having a quicker upload of my movie. So if they don't hear from you, if you don't have documentation that you've non-consented, they will assume your consent. So any other questions? Deb, thank you for watching, everyone. Let me see if I can turn this around and give you, something pleasant to leave off with. So it's a beautiful day here in Nova Scotia. It's about 10 degrees Celsius already. Temperature's supposed to go up to 15 today. And we've got a beautiful sun up there. Again, your vitamin D. And there's strength in numbers. So again, this is not acceptable. This is really a crime against our humanity, poisoning us with radiation. And you'll see studies, right, where you hold a cell phone, you'll have more tumors on that side of your head, for example. Imagine what this is going to be. So we're currently using 2.4 gigahertz. Imagine if we go up to 30 to 300 gigahertz. Truly, we're going to fry ourselves, unless we do something to stop it. So again, thank you all for watching. I wish you a wonderful day. Be vocal, You know, our sacred duty is to speak up when we see crimes, right, against our people, against our land, and to stay silent is giving them consent. So there's no excuses anymore. We have to speak and we have to stand together. Again, I'd invite you to reach for the stars, envision and achieve your personal best. And most of all, try to enjoy the journey. Thank you. Have a great day.